diving back into Kentucky Route Zero. I believe we were just at the end of Act 3, leading into Act 4. But it's been several days. End of Act 3, good. It's been several days, so it's hard to remember. Let's see if we can get back into it here. I'm not sure if there is an interlude we should look at first. Let's see where it puts us. Alright. So there is an interlude between 3 and 4, but we already accidentally skipped ahead in a previous session, so no real need to go back along that, though it is incredibly fun. That's the whole phone message system labyrinth there. So I believe we can jump right into Act 4. Let's go ahead. Alright. We had just learned, after taking a tour of the Hard Times Distillery, and having a drink there afterwards, that all of these things have a cost associated with them, the tour and the drink, etc. And Conway is now in a little bit of trouble. Okay, manual. 5.4, context backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus, that's a 5A1, may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping. I guess it could be slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually grow, or rather, can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also Sections 1A, General Troubleshooting, and 5.3, Gesture Context. Okay, a gesture context, Manual 5.3. All gestures happen in a context. The set of preceding gestures, the overall orientation, and extended variables, such as time of day and interior effect gear angles. Ah, that'll do, book. And throw it into the river. Huh. I must be missing a page or something. My savior! Our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? Here's our friend Junebug. I'm not sure when. Perhaps present day? I'm not sure. Oh yes, hello there. Happy Saturday to all. So nice to see you in the chat. I hope it's not too early in your respective time zones to be rousing you from your slumber. Lovely to see you. Alright, Junebug. Oh, I try to stay clear of high voltage these days. I don't at all blame you, especially down here, on the water, I mean. Sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? Oh, I always end up here, eventually. Yeah, the river is like that. It always has been. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. I've never seen you that far upriver before. I hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Let's be honest. Yeah, have you been there, the Zero? Oh, no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place. Pardon me just one moment. All right. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. It's interesting that Junebug has traveled these paths before, seemingly for some time. The Mucky Mammoth. All right. We are Shannon. There's a new dog. I hope Blue doesn't get jealous. Some sort of adorable Doberman Pinscher up on deck. All right. Who is Will and who is Kate? If it's Blanchette, we have to go this way. Get your autograph books out. Miss Blanchette? How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know, hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Oh, that must be Kate, above there. I thought maybe Kate was behind a porthole, but maybe we're looking at her now. Oh, don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. This is true. Try it in public. Not while you're driving. Not while you're driving. Hey, you need tea. So, peppermint. Definitely. Bitter hedgehog, dried spring agaricus, split gill powder, and greening goat's foot. Yeah, sure. Down the hatch. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. What are all those for? Oh, eyes train. Dried spring agaricus masks the taste of the rest of it. Greening goat's foot, in particular, has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom-based. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy. And, more importantly, is that your dog? Can I pet Valkyrie? Yes, that's Valkyrie. I call her Val. She's a rescue. Isn't she dignified? Mm-hmm. I've always thought so. Oh, very dignified. I hope you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. That's something I don't know if I've heard before. Little mammoth. Fantastic. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There are some pretty interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual, I mean. Weird. Watch out that VCR doesn't take your hand off, though. It's untrustworthy. Oh, what's wrong with it? I could take a look. I'm Shannon. I have that expertise. I'm even wearing the tool belt now, and always. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. You'll get the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are going, and if he needs anything. We're coming up on the next stop here. Just refueling and picking up a few things. I could grab a bolt or some wire or something, whatever he needs. Well, eyes on the road. Kate, Valkyrie, lovely to meet you. Okay. Let's go this way to Will. As Valkyrie gives me the constant stink eye. I've probably earned it. That's fair. Hello, Mucky Mammoth. Your gestural gears seem somewhat out of alignment. But that doesn't mean you're any less important a crew member. Alright, this must be Will. Is singing quietly. For we are mold and whiskey fed. And to Shannon. Oh! Wet gears. Huh? What did you call me? Wet gears? Probably. Who knows? First thing I tried, anyway. Down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out and dried each one by hand, and then I loaded them back in again. I took care of the grinding sound, but her trunk keeps doing that, sparking, clanking, weeping thing. That's sad. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend. You know how it is, don't you? I don't know. How do you two know each other? What's this friendship you make speaks of? So, ever walked through rolling farmland? Yeah, yes, once I did. Along the highway. Along the highway, that's what I mean. Or, smaller roads. Anything smaller than a highway, really? That's every kind of road, but okay. Well, I sure did. I sure did. I slipped under or over fences, and I walked barefoot with the seeds when they were just planted and tilled the earth with my toes. And then I washed my toes. All right, hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. I don't really need to know that. I mean, that's good for you. That's good information for you to keep handy. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and, pedal-gripping toes. Pedal-gripping toes. Yeah, it doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud de Tuzola at the university. Oh, that was rather more German than French. My apologies. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls, or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. Ah, so that was you. During the entertainment. 1 second, let me grab a sip of water here. Long sip of water. Okay, I'm back. Oh, we did not get Kate's autograph. No, Miss Blanchette was not available. I'm so sorry. Maybe next time. Well, that's where I left my shoes. There at the university. It was a protest, a walk without shoes for, I don't know, something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the Echo. It ran for a while above ground, then it doesn't anymore. But I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance, I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Do you wear the helm, or do you... Oh, no, you mean the boat steering. I see. It's not a... Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river's stories, and, well, my own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drying gears, I guess. Salute, Will. Enjoy your gears. Ezra runs up to Shannon. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery on deck, you little minx. No, don't call the dead child a minx. That's weird. Hey, do you have batteries? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, Shannon searches her pockets. Here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these should fit. Thank you. You're welcome, Ezra. Pat, pat. All right, now I am Ezra. There's Blue, lounging, sprawled, as she has earned. All right. I guess I'll talk to the man, even though I'm gonna stand over here just to protect the poor child's eyes. Those are some small shorts. Here we go. Hey, Will. Hey, you got your batteries, small man? Go get you some tape. Yes, sir. Go get you some trousers. No, it's fine. He doesn't mean nothing by it. He's just trying to be comfortable. No need to make a big deal. So I can't go into the boat now. Let me check if there's any other interactables. Shannon's Titanicing out here, alone. Seemingly cannot climb the stairs. I'm pushing and pushing. Okay, no stairs. Let's go inside. I love these transitions. It's always so beautiful and inventive and really cool. Alright, the boat is infested with musicians. Somebody get the spray. Hello, all. Johnny, to Junebug. Really? Yeah, you were entranced. You don't remember this? Clara, it's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic. Oh, right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. I'm sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. Johnny to Ezra. Oh, that was fast. Hey, you got the batteries? Let's see. Ah, perfect. This one will do. So, you just hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand, see? I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds, even just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. Ezra to Clara. Are you playing a concert tonight? I could record that. Junebug. Yeah, Clara here came all the way from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. It's a tour. Tomorrow I'll be in Nashville, and then Atlanta, and then over to the coast. Ah, brutal. Don't I know it? Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once, and I remember loving it. And Johnny here was moved, even though he doesn't remember. Made some of that up. Johnny, speaking of Cyrano, it's his night at the rum colony. Kate said she usually stops off there. Ah, Miss Blanchett, we still have an opportunity. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts. About, 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there. Clara, I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. No, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Can I get on that river time? That sounds great. I would love to live a life where nobody expects me to be punctual. That would be fantastic. Johnny, to Ezra. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Ooh, that sounds interesting. So depending on what I record, I may be able to change a future concert. Potentially. Alright, absolutely. Let's see if the cat has anything to say. Oh. Conway, you're spreading. And you're drinking. Conway, is that... Alright. I seemingly can't move. Is there a button I need to press? Apparently. Any button, really. And... am I Conway now? I guess we'll find out. I'm not yet anyone. Huh. Okay. Conway. I can't move, so I don't know who I'm controlling. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Maybe you should slow down? Him? No, I'm good. I'm good. It's just that thing about... what was it? When you walk through a door... you go into the kitchen for something, and as soon as you pass from one room into another, you you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember, like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Conway cranes his neck over the railing. You were driving for hours. Did you get any sleep? I had a weird dream. Yeah, that's when you get the strangest dreams, when you just nod off, right? Just kind of dip your toes into sleep and some weird image floats by and takes a nibble. It's a wonderful image. Shannon leans over the railing and looks at the river below. It does look cold, doesn't it? Yeah. Better keep that kid away from the edge. A person could easily fall in. He's been exploring. He seems to keep himself entertained. That's good for him. It's important to know how to, how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. Okay, one question. I thought you didn't drink. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did. And then I didn't, and then I did again. That's how it always goes, see? I drift out. Finally wind up back at Lysette's with my head between my legs, saying, never again. 15 months this last time. I'm sorry, Conway. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't, for much longer, be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and she probably won't remember me for long, anyway. That's sad. One time she picked me up out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night. She'd taken care of me, and I told her I didn't deserve it. She said I didn't have to deserve it. She sounds like a saint. We should all have someone like Lysette. Oh, you wouldn't say that if you knew her when she was younger. That girl was wild. I guess she's got her own problems now. I wish I could help out. Maybe I could make some money and send it to her sister. Maybe they'll keep me on at the distillery. I mean, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I've got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damned shame when people go sudden. It is a damn shame, isn't it? Even without qualifiers. Okay, I am floating. Seemingly not controllably. Floating along. I don't know who this is, but here we go. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half of the stories we hear. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. It's nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river, most of them I've picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on. Just listening, see? Now I know what you're going to ask, and so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I am sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insights to bear on the brittle facts of experience. This is absolutely lovely. Quick note. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Or, anyway, I talked to a few sailors who'd recently crossed paths with him. and I suspect sampled his wares. One night when I was working on the Mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers, headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time. A young woman, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. How dare you? He docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. There it is, gas station. Ezra stayed, or he followed Junebug and Johnny into the gas station. And he has the recorder, so I guess it would be like, where do I want to get sounds? Let's try gas station. Get some sounds of people opening Twinkies. It'll be great. Act 4, Scene 2. Cynthia, how dare you? Sorry, still the wrong script. I'm sorry. Really should put this away. All right, Kate. We cut it close. I usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. The gas station moves around? Well, sure. It's not anchored or anything. It could be anywhere up and down the Echo. Just kind of run into it when you need it, or hopefully a little before you need it. I usually stop here once a night, though, to be honest, I'm not sure it's even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything, and I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. That's a little rude, but okay. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers must have gotten held up elsewhere in their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Watching Ezra sprint past. Oh, look at him go. That kid has a lot of energy. It's got to be past his bedtime or something, right? Oh, I don't think he has a bedtime. No, he's a maverick. It sounds familiar. You don't have any, of your own, I mean. No, I guess not. I just realized you two come through here so often. We chat about all kinds of stuff, but I never really thought to ask about family. Now, who has the time? Yeah, sure. You've got to prioritize. So, how about that storm upstairs? Did you two get caught in it? I heard it kind of roamed around, uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear all about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage, probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning, and everyone headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river. No, not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the cave moths. That sounds tragic. And their wet wings clump together into these little balls of nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by current here and there between the rocks. I did not know this. Is this accurate? That's like a miracle. And also a huge moth tragedy. You have never seen a mushroom grow like on a soggy cave moth carcass? Amazing. If I could get a day off, Val and I would be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it, they'll be ready by tomorrow. A mushroom will grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Hey, are you two headed out this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val ashore with you for a few hours. She's got a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't even need to know what to look for. Just put a bag around her neck and she'll bring them right to you. Johnny? Yeah. Junebug. There's no room on the bike for a dog. Hey, there's always room on the bike for a dog. The question is it safe? We don't know where we'll be tomorrow. Let's try that. I should have figured. It seems you two are always on the move. It does seem that way. Huh. Way back in like the first session along the road, we pulled over to an airfield and there were two shirtless, shoeless gentlemen pushing a plane down the runway. I think we are seeing them again now. They're now canoeing their plane down the river, I guess. I'm sure that is symbolic for something, but I'm not quite sure what. Hello, gentlemen. So I should get back aboard. No rush. I just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Headed into the station. Yeah, I thought I'd grab some black coffee for the old man. You know, ever since he got that bad news and started drinking again, he's been looking a little bloated. I mean waterlogged, not necessarily bloated. Sure. Don't want him falling asleep on you. Nah, he'll be all right. He seems like the type who can hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Hey, while you're in there, could you remind the gas station attendant this fuel is on my tab? Charge to the Mucky Mammoth, Oh, and Will wanted a scratch ticket. Thanks. Johnny, to Junebug. I think I'll just watch the lake for a bit, ma'am. Well, sure. You enjoy. I'm going to be off here being wildly fashionable. It's too late to love you now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully with a moistened throat next time. We'll try that. I'm going to go find Ezra. Excuse me. I'm still not entirely sure if I just missed it and they told me why when Junebug walks it sounds like gears. Like, I'm not sure if you can... Now I keep bumping into things. I'm not sure if you can hear that very well. But she kind of has like a little mechanical leg or something. I'm not sure if they've told us why or what that is. Seems to be someone coming in to dock. Or at least passing by behind. So can I go this way at all? To follow Ezra? Seemingly not. Okay. That's fair enough. I'll go in. Hello, attendant. Looking for crystals? Why do you assume I'm looking for crystals? Oh, we've got them on sale. All kinds of folks come in here looking for crystals. There's a few over there with milky white shocks through the middle, like you caught a piece of cloud. People seem to like those a lot. Yep. Popular crystals. You work on the Mammoth? I can add it to your tab. I don't know if she did say that, but maybe she did, and I wasn't paying attention. I'm just going to say I'm a passenger. Oh, sure, I should have guessed. You have the posture of someone on their way to somewhere. I have it, too. I just stand here behind the counter, and nobody affords me any greater importance than a spider web brushed out of the way. I've learned to cherish it. There's dignity in being forgotten, letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled. I used to live in a city. I mean a real city. Cleveland, Ohio. I had some family money then, and I didn't have to work. I lived in hotels. In daylight I walked wherever the people were. My only duty was to the crowd. I was its observer, its historian, its detective, its poet. What is that floating past there? Like a weird star shape? Some sort of jellyfish? Okay. Well, the money ran out, and I dispersed with the rest of them. I took my duties with me here, to Lake Leth and the Echo River. I live behind this counter, anonymous, invisible, but I live with dignity. And yourself? Oh, sure, something like that. No, I don't think I live with dignity. I don't blend in, see? And not so easy to forget, I'd say. I see now that you're right. Well, that's yours to bear, then. We keep all the crystals on that shelf over there. Buy one, get one free, of equal or lesser symmetry. It has a lovely poetry to it. I'll poke out my eye. I assume is this option. Now, the crystals are rough, dirty. Some are damp. They must have come out of the river. Johnny seemed distant. Traveling with all these people is a bit like a sensory overload for him, and that's fair. Junebug tries to scrape some green algae off a larger specimen, examining it for the kind of cloudy inner formation the attendant said was so popular. It's always just been the two of us on the bike. Huh. H-A-K-Y-U. Perhaps thank you? And a few numbers are woven through the algae. How? It may be best just to ask him what's on his mind. That's often best. Well, this isn't algae at all. It's a decayed plastic bag caught on the rock. Definitely says thank you. Okay. Norm? This must be the guy who just docked in the boat back there. Norm, to attendant. Shit, that floodwater washed you halfway up out to sea. I was looking for you down by New Königsberg, same as usual, but ain't nobody there. And the river's deep as an elephant's... Well, it's best not to mention it, really. Noticing Junebug, I didn't see you there, ma'am. Pardon my language and my... What elephant? Where are you headed? Well, in fact, I'm headed right here. Glad to have found it at last. Extending his hand warmly. I expect you must be Loretta. Oh, enchanted to meet you. Sorry I'm late. Hey, is that coming on too flowery or something? Enchanted? I'm repeating it now. I feel a little silly. It's an interesting observation. I'm not Loretta, but yeah, I think you'll do fine with the Enchanteds. Oh, thanks for saying so. But now I'm double embarrassed. You picked a funny place to meet someone. Well, you're probably right about that. I guess I thought it'd be like neutral territory, and we both live on the river. It's not very romantic, though, is it? I met Loretta on the computer. We met each other there, or I guess we spoke through the computer and agreed to meet. I don't know the terminology. I haven't dated in quite a while. Back when I met Greta, that's my wife. Excuse me, my ex. Or maybe I'm her ex. I don't know how to say it. I don't know the terminology. Anyway, back then there wasn't even such a thing as computers at all. I guess there probably was, but I never heard of one. I worked in textiles. So, here I am. So, what's your plan when Loretta shows up? Oh, maybe head down to the rum colony. Shoot, I forgot to ask if she likes to drink. You really never know these days. I guess first I'd ask her about that. If she doesn't like rum, I'd maybe try to take her by the Bat Sanctuary. Now that's pretty romantic. The Bat Sanctuary. Like misty valleys and ruined churches romantic, not like flowers and chocolates romantic. Of course, they've got that memorial there. That's a little depressing, actually. Maybe we kind of sail around that. Damn it all, I guess I probably missed her. I wonder if she'll agree to meet me again. Oh, that's harsh, but sure. I'm sure she'll understand, what with the weather and all. That's nice of you to say so. Well, I guess I'll head on back. Hey, supposing Loretta doesn't want to see me after all. My card is full, thank you. Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. Actually, I wanted to ask you for some advice. See, I had to type up a sort of autobiography for the computer date, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I only got one reply, and that was Loretta herself. I was happy to meet her, but, well, supposing she's lost interest now, do you think you could maybe give me some feedback? It's only a paragraph or so. I have it all memorized. I spent so damn long writing it. Okay, so here's how it goes. Well, let's help him with his Tinder profile. I am a good-natured man. That's a little bit suspect right off the bat. Retired, and spend most of my time sailing the Echo River, riding currents of subterranean gas. Phrasing, and that strange invisible wind that moans, phrasing, out of the small tunnels along the bank. Seeking a companion to map the river with me. I have 2 grown children, but they live far away. No goofballs. Oh, come on. You should allow goofballs. They're some of the finest humans. Okay, what do you think? Yeah, the thing about moaning and small tunnels, I would... what was that about goofballs? Let's just get right to the meat of the matter here. I just mean like serious inquiries only. Oh, you might miss out on some really great goofballs. You may be right about that. And I would just suggest not to say moaning, just anything else than moaning. A whisper of wind, a light tippity-tap of breeze. Let's think about it. Oh yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to show my poetic side. I'll save that for the date. Yeah, you'll be fine. 2 grown children, that's good information to have. All right. Oh, thanks for your help, ma'am. You really renewed my confidence. I'm ready to get back on that computer. You have a good night. Now, what's left of it anyway? Bye, Norm. Bye, normal man. He seemed nice enough. Nice to meet him. All right, let's go speak to the dog. Oh, I guess it's Johnny speaking to the dog. Hey, what do you think of that other dog we've got on board, Val? Drinking up all of your beer. Specifically Valkyrie's beer. Blue's a sleepy old hound dog. I know she isn't doing any mushroom hunting, that's for sure. Must make you a little jealous. She always just gets to lounge about. I love this. I love that they put this in. I will happily pick it. Weird cave fungus growing on soggy moth wings, huh? Yeah, that sounds kind of romantic. Also kind of gross, right? So, would you like to ride with us for a day? I bet you would. I guess you'd miss Kate, though. Maybe we can still talk her into it, All right. Time for the big reunion. Oh, what's that? It's a crystal. I bought it for you. Wow. Thank you, ma'am. Hey, could you hold on to it for a minute? I'm going to look around inside. Wish me luck. Good luck. Okay, now Johnny gets a turn. Let's do attendant. Oh, hey, man, how's your night? Oh, quiet. Where are you headed? Oh, I'm just following Junebug. She was in here a minute ago. Oh, okay, yeah, I had a feeling you two might be traveling together. I never travel, but I do love travelers. That's what I like about this job. The travelers come to me. Did you meet some interesting people? Oh, I wouldn't say I meet them, but I do sell them gas. Well, let me know if I can help you find anything. Thank you. Oh, hello, Al. Glory, it is good to be among friends. That's quite the introduction. Okay, hi, Al. Attendant, suit yourself? Wow. I should take a page out of your book, man. I'd give you any advice I could, little guy, but I think the most important thing that I can say is, Glory, it is good to be among friends. Okay. Okay, I'll see what I can do with that, yeah. It's a ritual of remembrance for me, tonight particularly so. It's my birthday. I am 5 years old. Do you know why I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you. 5 years and some days ago, I set out on the Echo River alone, or so I thought at the time. I was looking for an ice floe. They are occasionally rumored to travel a humble artery on their way from who knows where to who knows where. Who knows why? That's a mystery. An hour into the journey, my lantern gave out. Now! I always carry 3 or 4 spares. You'll never catch me in the dark again. Lesson learned, buddy. But that night, when that lantern went out, I was stuck in the dark. I kept my arm extended, running my fingers along the cave wall, trying to keep my bearing as best I could, and at least make sure I wasn't going in circles. I just prayed I'd find another traveler who knew his way back to the lake, or above ground, or even just a crack in the rock to get a glimpse of moonlight. Oh, sweet moonlight! I had a large bag of apples with me, and after a long while, maybe a day, I was getting weak, and so I took my hand down from the rock to tear the bag open. Well, when I reached back out, I couldn't find that cave wall anymore. Or any other. I was totally unmoored, buddy, totally adrift. And it was so dark. I started counting time in apples eaten. I drifted in despair for 4 apples, and then I schemed and planned and dreamed for 2 apples. Finally, I came to accept my fate, lost at sea. And this phase, I think, would have continued indefinitely had I not come down to that very last damn apple. Picture me feeling around in the empty bag, certain that somehow there was another one of those fist-sized chunks of life-giving fruit, already softened by time and probably an unappetizing brown. Nope, that was it. Just as I was about to bite into my last meal, I felt a tickle on my upper lip. It hatched. Right then. Couldn't have been a moment later, or I would have eaten it. My last apple was infested by a damn fruit fly maggot. Well, that should have been the end of it. I should have eaten that apple and that fly while I was at it and put an end to our little food chain suicide pact, but I waited. I waited out of mercy. After all, this fly was basically a newborn child, right? A gross insect child, but still a child, right? Born into darkness and famine, hungry and alone. I mean, can you imagine that? No other flies out there on the boat, and never would be. No other flies to welcome him into the world. I mean, no fly culture, no fly society, history, a true orphan. I started to get depressed just thinking about it all. I worked out a thick tear, I'm not ashamed to say. And well, that fly landed on my cheek, right under my left eye, right on that salty teardrop, and then, blinding glory, his ass lit up like a candle. That wasn't a fly, buddy, no, that was a damn lightning bug. So that's how come I'm here today with you folks? Only because I found my way out of that strange river cave by the dim-lit rear of some insect orphan hatched out of my last rotten apple. Okay. Sorry, I was possessed by the spirit of this man here for that entire period of time. Just enjoying the ride. Glory, it is good to be among friends. And he leaves. Just had to get that story out. Well, that was the best part of my night. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry. Let me see if I can briefly catch up with the chat here. So sorry, I've been ignoring you all. I've been narrating. Good morning, all. It's so nice to see you there. So sorry if I missed a few grand entrances. It is lovely to see you all this morning. And I hope you're enjoying our conversations with Al as much as I am. I will try to keep a little better track. Out of my side eye here, I'm eyeing you. But just from the side. Nothing sinister. All right. I guess we're going back to Junebug. Hey, any big plans for the night, Valkyrie? A place to recharge for the day. That's interesting. Can they only go out at night? And recharge. Does that tie back into her robot leg? Or is she just using a pleasant turn of phrase? A little hard to tell. Sure, let's go with that one. Me and Johnny should probably start looking for a place to stop and recharge for the day. Maybe we'll just follow you and Kate and the Mammoth for a while. Trying to figure out how to phonetically type out the rolling R's in glorious, glorious. I'm trying to add too many in now. Okay, seemingly done with that. That guy's a trip, that gas station attendant. Did you talk to him? It's funny, he actually reminds me of that frog we had for a bit. That frog you had. Aw, I like to think he was part of the family, you know? And I'm sorry for everything I said. Yes, that frog. He seemed more like a cat to me. The attendant, I mean. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Aloof, but strangely chatty, yeah. Hey, maybe we should pick up another one. A frog or a cat or an iguana or something? Are you, feeling lonely? Do you want a third person to travel with? Oh, not exactly. No, I'm not feeling lonely. Not like that guy in the gas station. That guy lets the world wash over him. He's static, like a rock. But you and me together, I mean, we're always moving. We're always changing. I think it's because we feel safe with each other, you know? Free. We can try stuff out. We can change our clothes, swap parts around, just play. No, I'm not lonely. I'm just curious. With another person to play with, what else could we be? Yeah, you may be right, Cricket. More play. You really think so? Wow. I thought I'd have to wear you down a little. You know, like I did with the gerbils. What did you do with the gerbils? Oh, that's Kate. Honkin' and honkin'. Time to hit the road. River, I mean. All right, that must be scene 2. And we're back on the Echo. I like these little parts. I don't know who's talking. It must be Will, I would guess, but I really like his perspective. Or whoever it is. See that small brick building? It used to be an upholstery shop. Now it's inhabited by a very skilled taxidermist whose art is greatly in demand. When it was an upholstery shop, it didn't see nearly as much business. The old shop's name has been lost to time and weather. This was decades ago, and the only trace of it now is the grayed frame of an old sign behind the new lettering, which now reads Trapper, Stalker, and Sportsman. And then below, smaller, no specimen is too exotic, no arrangement too fanciful. Some of the upholstery equipment is still there, too, and still sees active use. Elise is the resident artist, though she's not the owner of the shop. It's owned by a reclusive ex-convict named Judah, rather, because that sounds more exciting. Very little is known about Judah. His croom... Croom? Him. Give me a moment. His crime is generally assumed, I think that's what got me, I was reading ahead, to be violent or otherwise gruesome in some detail, though of course that's all speculation, and probably comes from his association with the taxidermy business, even though he never so much as skins a squirrel. No, he's more like a silent partner. I guess those are the ones you're supposed to keep an eye on, though. But Judah is old and keeps to himself, and the consensus seems to be that he's paid his debt to society, whatever that debt may have been. Okay, so both at the gas station and here, I had the opportunity to stay on the tugboat. I think I'll go ashore both times. Then if we play back through this act, I'll stay on the tugboat both times, just to make it easier to remember. So, ashore to the rum colony. Alright, Act 4, Scene 3. I still have a little bit of time before I need to get in the booth this morning here. Let's see how far we can get. The ambiance in here is lovely. Alright, I am Shannon. Talk to some folks. Ah, it's Johnny and Junebug, I guess. Not folks. Yep, sounds like him. Junebug to Shannon. Our friend Cyrano is booked here tonight. He's pretty good. He's a wizard of the lap steel guitar. Junebug. Haha. Alright. Are you two coming ashore? Junebug. Oh, sure, we'll be up in a minute. You couldn't hold me back. Junebug. Oh, I don't know. Kate says just to wander back whenever. This is a take-it-easy kind of stop. She doesn't even blow the foghorn to round up the crew here. There's no point. Something about this spot is like wax in the ear when it comes to timetables and responsibilities. I was supposed to meet someone here earlier tonight about some bike parts. I hope she's still around. Oh, I'm sure she is, ma'am. Half sleeping into a fragrant mug with all the other wayward sailors. Alright, so I have some sort of a flashlight. Interesting. Shannon finds a bottle. Its label is worn away, but the words Hot Hell Rum are legibly embossed on the glass. The bottle is empty except for a sleeping crab. Try not to wake it. A damp matchbook rests on top of the sand. Shannon flips it open without looking, runs her thumb across the cardboard, and finds one match still intact. She stares ahead, transfixed by the texture on her fingertip, and she wonders if it will flake apart and leave her hands smelling and feeling like fire for the rest of the night, or if the cold lake water has already washed away that part of the match, the part that smells and feels like fire. Hello, Will. In an even further state of undress than we last saw you. Good to know. Hello. Happy to be in the here and now. I heard a shuffling. Are you dragging your feet, or are you just enjoying the sand between your toes? Yeah, deep in thought, I guess. I think you have something weighing on you. And I respect that enough not to press the subject. We're always being pressured to talk about our problems. It's all over the radio and the self-help section of the bookstore. But my ethos is to just sit with it, alone, inside of yourself. My spiritual advisor says, if something is boring, after 2 minutes, try it for 4. And I think that applies to any other dissatisfaction just as well. I wanted to ask you something. I thought of it earlier, but it didn't seem like the right time. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. You wanted to ask about my friend. Oh, no, I think I read him pretty clearly. He's an outwards reflecting kind of person. I mean, he reflects the world back out, largely uncolored. You and I, we are inward reflecting, I think. It means we prefer to nurture the best and worst of ourselves in quiet and interior spaces. That's okay. Wouldn't you agree? I think I would, yes. Is that what you wanted to ask, though? Oh, no, it was, well, I forget it now. Ah, typical. Shannon pulls a feather from the sand and brushes it clean. When she was a child, she collected feathers. Not the way a hobbyist collects trinkets, but the way a clump of dust collects more dust by static electricity. She deposited them on the kitchen table at the end of the day. Weaver's mother said it was unhygienic. Shannon's mother said that was American germaphobe bullshit and put them all in a vase. Oh. I would like to eyeball this drink. An untouched drink sits on a table, forgotten or abandoned or simply wasted. Conway sits at a table, forgotten, abandoned, or simply wasted. There she is. You have to try one of these flower drinks. I feel like I could drink 100 of them. Not too sweet, not too strong, a real session drink. What's it called? I think he said it was how do you like that? I'll just show him the flower. Another one of these, I'll say, and then I'll point to the flower. Maybe I'll wear it in my hair. That doesn't taste like a flower. I mean, not like a flower smells, perfumed, sickly, sweet. No, like a star thistle flower. My mother was obsessed with those awful weeds. We had a small house just about leaned up against a hill, and every spring that hill would explode with yellow star thistle. And she'd tear into them, wild, really enraged by it. She said they were an invasive species, like foreign squatters on her land or something. I used to think she was such a wicked old lady to get so violent about it. After she died, a few years after I came by the house again, it was spring, but I didn't see a single yellow flower on that hill. She must have finally got them. Or maybe they followed her home. More old stuff. I'm drowning in old stuff tonight. Feels like I've got it piled up all around me. Like one of those old guys you hear about who never threw anything away. You know what I mean? Hey, don't worry about all that stuff. Just try to stay in the here and now. Yeah, that's a nice idea. But I'll tell you what I'm learning tonight. I don't belong in the here and now. No, that check's been cashed. Sorry, I'm not making sense, am I? I just mean to say I can't look at anything without remembering something else. And then that reminds me of something else, and I'm buried in it. I just need to get my head clear for a minute, get a clear view of the day, get oriented. There was a time when I felt this way. I'd bite the bullet, I'd try to sober up and get a job. Yeah. I don't know how that feels. No, I'm sure I do. I think I feel the same way. Maybe I'll have to find a new kind of work now. Ah, there you go. That's the entrepreneurial spirit. No, I don't really mean starting another business. I don't think I follow your meaning, but I guess that's not really my role to play. For me, it's more like, get out of the way and let the younger, stronger, smarter folks get to work. Huh. Hey, I'm gonna sit and look at the water for a minute. I'll talk to you later. Don't be a stranger. Okay, that actually seems to be like... I thought this might have been a cliff wall here, but I can walk right up it. So yeah, it seems like I'm going this way. I thought it was an actual island that I could skirt the outer edge of. But let me come back here to make sure I don't miss anybody before we go that way. I thought we would end up back around here eventually. But it doesn't look like it. There we go. Shannon finds a small box about the right size for an injured baby bird or a couple of mice. This box is only full of sand. She rolls a few grains in her fingertips. It feels different from the sand under her toes, finer and slicker. She has the feeling this is sand from a different beach. Couple of bureau folks out for an evening. Something glints black in the flashlight's beam. Shannon brushes sand off a damaged VHS tape. The smudged label on the spine reads, "Private. Do not watch, but do not erase." Bureau folks. Howdy. Louise yelling, "The water is fine, invigorating, it makes me want to run. I could gallop up and down this beach like a horse." Clerk Boehm to Metzstein, "What's he yelling about?" Clerk Metzstein, "He wants to run on the beach like a horse," he says. To Shannon, "Oh dear, what is in these drinks?" Your friend over there, the first guy I talked to, he's asleep. Oh, poor Rick. Oh, it was Rick. Hey, Rick. Poor Rick, he's a lightweight. Clerk Metzstein, "I think he just drank too fast. It's easy to get carried away. I always get so melancholy when he drinks. Remember the office picnic at that big flat rock? Oh, I remember. He was talking Lula's ear off. She slipped away, and he sat on the ground, nursing that brown bottle, crying, sobbing about the days that are no more." Clerk Metzstein, "Poor Rick. It'll never be. Louise, yelling, "Invigorating!" Clerk Boehm, yelling to Louise, "You catch anything, Louise?" Clerk Metzstein, "So, did you find what you were looking for? With Lula, I mean." "Oh, it's a work in progress." "I know what you mean. I've been working on..." Louise, yelling, "I think I will go for a run along the beach, like a horse, as soon as I'm finished with this drink." Clerk Boehm, "Try not to yell so loud, Louise. I'm afraid you'll shake the ceiling loose." There's a ceiling? That's interesting. I guess just the cave ceiling. Yeah, that makes sense. He said ceiling, and I instantly pictured, sheet metal and fans, because I'm a horrible person. All right, a styrofoam cup is half buried in the sand, miraculously intact. It still has some coffee in it. Maybe it came from the bar, or maybe someone dropped it here on their way to the bar. Maybe they weren't even headed to the bar originally, but drank their coffee too fast and needed a stiff counterbalance. I drank this coffee too quickly. I've got to go to the bar now. Shannon thinks about the war of liquids in the stomach. Coffee to start a day, liquor to end it, apple cider vinegar to patch up the battlefield. Her mouth feels dry. She thinks about all the nervous casualties of the liquid war, clumsy alchemists transmuting day into night. She thinks about a chalky gray-pink liquid her mother kept for upset stomachs. That was stored in a coffee cup, too. Seems to be the end there. Let's check the bar itself. Hey, Ezra. Seemingly no interactions with the child. Fair enough. Sunny. Patch. I'm guessing that's Cyrano on the lap steel guitar up there. Hello, Cyrano. Let's start with him. Cyrano, I am so glad to see you. These kooks are bumming me out, man. You see that guy in the sand over there? He rolled up kind of off-center, kind of leaning on the stage here. And he was like, "What kind of strings are those? Steel or nylon?" I'm sure you were cool about it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's mandatory around here, man. It's what the people want. I'm just a humble artist, Plus, it's better for tips. You can't look like you care about it. Even if it's your livelihood, a crowd can smell economic precarity. Precarity? And it turns them off. I guess it's no fun to give someone money if they really need it. Too much responsibility. Hey, speaking of which, I'm about mid-set here. Can you take the can around while I play this next one? It's on the tape. I think you'll like it, man. Thanks. Shannon's good for $5. Thanks, Shannon. Oh, she didn't have to do that. That had to hurt. But that's the way it goes. The unsteady, steadying the unsteady. There's probably a $5 bill somewhere just floating up and down the river from tip jar to musician to tip jar to musician, like an eternal ferry of good intentions. Oh, $7.50. Big spender over here. Thank you. These two are pretty reliable. Where does their money come from, anyway? Government check, maybe? They'd only tip like that on the 1st and 15th. Maybe they fence stereos or something. All right, who else is in earshot? I mean, where would he keep it? Where on his body would he keep $1? That's... fair enough. Will never has any money. That's good for him. Huh. I'm stealing $2 from the sleeping man? Is that the implication? Oh, he's not gonna miss it. It's so rude. Don't steal from people. He left a couple of bucks by his shoes here, or dropped it. That's probably for the band, if it's for anything at all. I'm a thief. I'm a thief now. But that's the way it goes. When you're here and there along the Echo River, watching out for them small water creatures, either crab or frog, or crab, or frag, in his own little orbit, he ought to stop and think about who's creating all the atmosphere. They think it's natural or something, like it's just what this place sounds like, but that's a cheap illusion. He's way gone, reflecting or pretending he doesn't see the tip jar. $15 from the other bureau folks, though. Ooh, we're gonna get some garlic twisties tonight. These kooks are really going for it. It's good. You can't always hope for much with these fly-by-night crowds. Could have been some deep tiki fanatics getting uptight about Cyrano's tape machine or something. But these folks are tourists wherever they go. Okay, I guess maybe Conway is the only person left. Unless Ezra has a stacked wallet. This guy's keeping some odd company tonight. Better just to let him be. Alright, I guess I can look this way. We didn't fully explore down this path to see if there was anyone else. Someone left a 20 here. Is that for Patch or Cyrano? Well, maybe there's enough change in the jar to split it. It's only fair. Alright, Johnny does not have a flashlight. I should have come out here with Shannon when I had the chance. But I didn't want to skip past anything. And there I go, skipping past things regardless. Alright, that's seemingly everybody. Let me see if I can return it here. Caller. Yeah, listen, we got a problem down here. Patch, the bartender. What's the problem? Man, it's all messed up. I tried realigning that big sewer grate under the livestock pen like you said, right? Who is this? A damn thing flooded, man. It's even worse than before. All I'm saying is we've got to get these computers out of here. Who is this? I mean, we're running out of time here, man. Hey, I forget, does that big green valve dump water or sewage? You told me earlier, but I've been so stressed it just kind of flew out of my mind. So should I turn that valve? I've also been quite stressed in my defense. No? I'm guessing whatever I choose probably causes a flood regardless. I'm seeing a wait in the chat. And I'm taking it seriously. Ah, but maybe it's for something else. So sorry. I thought it was specifically for this response. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. All right, you're the boss. And the flood. The flood has happened. I got an achievement for answering the phone in the rum colony. But I don't know what has happened or what that will do in the future. Alright, I'm Shannon again. Let me see if I can very briefly run back up this way. There he was. I saw a shadow just barely and I got freaked out, but that's Ezra. Aha. Where are you going, Shannon? Let's try that again. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. There we go. Doesn't necessarily select what you're pointing at. Alright, at first, Shannon mistakes the iridescent glimmer for a seashell washed up from the lake. Maybe some freshwater relative of the abalone, or even a pearl. But it's only a trading card. A shiny trading card? It must have been valuable to someone, or it wouldn't be printed on this lustrous material. Whatever was on it has mostly worn away. All that's left is the shiny backing and the words, Gleaners Forward. That does not mean anything to me, but may to someone. Seemingly cannot go farther, even though there looks to be something like a letter on the beach there. But all right. Let's head back this way. And just a few more folks to talk to. That's a very good thought. In the chat here, isn't a rum colony an island inhabited by pirates like a retirement home for those who are no longer able to sail the high seas? That would be a very apt metaphor. I love that. Patch. Junebug, hey, guess who I just saw like an hour ago? That lady with the engine for sale? You just missed her. I tried to hold her back, but she's all business. Yeah, I got that impression. Hey, I'm sure another one will come on the market soon. Any of your friends want a drink? I've got time. Busy night, but everyone's deep in their straws by now. Well, what have you been mixing up? Oh, let's see. What's good tonight? Dark, sweet tiki? What else you got? My Dark Heaven. Oh, that sounds pretty great. What else you got? Salty grog on the cocktail. That's the one. Delicious. What else you got? Frozen tongue? No, I was asking about the drinks. Oh, that is what... Oh, okay. What else you got? The Blue Devil. Salty and strong? There like an unlimited number of these? The Brownish Death. Okay, what's the Brownish Death like? Now I need to pause. What? Well, that's 1 part sugar, several parts light rum. Throw a little umbrella on there to soften the blow. To soften the blow. No drinks for us, thanks. No problem. I'll see you around. I loved that. All right. Sonny? It's me. It's your dad, Shannon. Hey, did you hear the ice caps are melting? I mean the polar ice caps, the ones all the way at the top. Dawn to Shannon. Oh, don't listen to him, hon. He's all doom and gloom tonight. Sonny, don't listen. That's the answer, Dawn. What else can you do? Someday all of this will be underwater. We'll all be drowned. What can you do? Maybe it's better that way. Oh, great. Another pessimist. You two have fun. I'll be drowning in this Mai Tai. The umbrella softens the blow, you see. To Shannon. He's just in a dark mood because the bar is crowded tonight. He likes to spread out. You know toxic runoff has decimated the deer population, right? Oh, no. Yeah, that's what they say, in a recent study, anyway, and I believe them. Acid rain, you know. Useless any day now. Sure, I heard it in a recent study, so I take it as gospel. Worthless gospel, but gospel, nonetheless. I'm trying not to think about it, but everyone should be. Sonny, you're insufferable. Well, he's got a point. Dawn, how are you? Toxic runoff, that's his latest rant, but I'm not surprised by anything anymore. Before this, it was bovine growth hormones and global warming. Yep, it's still those things. No, he's harmless. I just don't know him anymore, that's all. He takes bits and pieces of things he reads and synthesizes them all into some grand theory, and it's always the end of the world. But who could know that stuff, right? I mean, we can't even predict the weather. I mean, if you could take all these little pieces and predict how they're all going to interact, well, you'd know everything. I'll tell you what I'd do with that kind of knowledge. When I first met a man, I'd look at his shoes and the kind of books he reads and what he eats for breakfast, and I'd make damn sure we weren't doomed to spend our twilight years greedily emptying Mai Tais and arguing about toxic runoff. Well, you know what they say about hindsight. Here's to a better yesterday. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. It's okay, Dawn. It's gonna be okay. Oh, there goes that phone again. Yellow. Yeah, let me talk to Drew, please. What does Drew look like? Kind of plump-cheeked, but not obscenely so. I've never heard a person described as obscenely plump-cheeked, but okay. A person of many talents. You can tell immediately. Oh, no, I don't see anyone like that. No. Did you check the stairwell? Huh? Drew sometimes sits over by the stairwell. No stairs, no stairwell, my friend. Well, that doesn't make any sense. How do you get up there, then, huh? We're right on the ground here. I mean, from the other why are you being so dense? I'm just looking for Drew. Hey, man, I've got other things to do. When you see Drew, just say I called, all right? Okay. Let's check in with Conway one more time here, but it kind of looks like that's the skinny, the deets, dare I say the poop, the 411, the scoopage. I'm done now. I'm out. Oh, there's something here. Looks like it's just Johnny and Junebug, though. Well, that was a pleasant detour. Yes, ma'am. Junebug to Shannon. Ready to get moving? How about you round up the old man, if you can tear him free? I'll go try. It's just over there, but yeah, I'll go try. Ezra? Creeping me out, man. You with your reflections and shadows. Okay, he's got some friends. He's got some friends from below. Hey, Conway. Yeah, you're right about that. I never quite thought of it that way. Hey, we're getting ready to head out. Conway, noticing Shannon for the first time. Oh! Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll be right there. I am so worried about Conway. My dear sweet salt and pepper child. Let's see if this, wherever we end up here, gives us a new act title. That might be a good time to stop for the day. It's easy to miss, but beneath that quarter-acre swarm of moths, that's Gortina pitocampa, perhaps, probably mispronounced, the prominent heart and club moth. Their diet is mostly constrained to lichen, but they make an exception for sunflowers. It's a quarter-acre sunflower orchard, so let me back up. It's easy to miss, but beneath that quarter-acre swarm of moths is a quarter-acre sunflower orchard. And beneath that sunflower orchard there are two small lots with small houses, positioned so that they just about butt right up against each other. The houses are empty now of human life. There is no sign of a person or anything living except for moths and overgrowth. There are some pipes bolted into the cave wall near the perimeter, and a few stone scars where other pipes have been ripped away by scavengers. These once supported the large grow lamps that fed the sunflowers. The lamps are gone now. Once this crop of sunflowers is picked away, it's unlikely anything else will grow here but lichen, moss, and rock formations. The prominent heart and club moth will move on. The houses will be visible again, at least until somebody strips them for building materials, or the river washes them away. The houses were once inhabited by two sisters. Why they built their houses so close together, or lived in any proximity at all, is a mystery, since they clearly despised one another. It's possible the neighboring houses were an attempt at reconciliation, and if it's possible, why not? It didn't work, and if anything, close quarters just turned up the pressure until those decades of closely held resentments and animosities were pretty near to boiling over. All that energy had to go somewhere, and both sisters had the same idea. They took up gardening. They both cultivated sunflowers, an improbable crop for this location, too improbable to be coincidence. Maybe the sunflower had some special meaning for them, or maybe when one sister saw her rival sowing the impossible seeds, she knew at once she couldn't bear to be outdone. Which sister had the greener thumb, we'll never know. See the stalks tangled, the roots knotted, and the seeds mixed. Those gangly sunflowers merged the two lots into one undifferentiated field. The two sisters moved out. Probably around the time the moths started showing up. Of course, there was no selling the lots then, overgrown and bug-chewed as they are. In fact, if those sisters ever tried to sell, they'd be in for a rude shock. Not long ago, a property tax clerk, having seen the two adjoining lots registered to the same last name, presumed that they belonged to the same owner and erased the legal border between them. That's adorable. And tragic. Like much of this game. Valkyrie and Blue lounged below deck. Or Clara, Kate, and I stopped to do some business by telephone. Once again, I will leave the ship, if given the opportunity, to help me remember. Clara, Kate, and I stopped to do some business by telephone. Act 4, Scene 4. And I'm hoping it will perhaps save it there, at a phone. As I should likely go get some, recording done here, now that I'm all warmed up. Okay, so let me try to end it there. I will see if it sends us back to Act 4, Scene 4 here. Hopefully it will. And I very, very much appreciate your time and kind attention here as we get through this. Hopefully we'll be able to finish up Act 4 at the very least tomorrow. And then we'll see how it goes here. These are some, they seem to be getting increasingly longer. I'm hoping to be able to knock these acts out in a single session, but oh well. I enjoy the ambiance for as long as it will last. No need to rush. So, thank you, and I will see you again soon. I am off to lock myself in a phone booth, hoping that your Saturday, and all of your respective Saturdays, are lovely. Bye for now.